Hello, I'm Shocker King here, back once again. You saw the title of the video. Berserk Chapter 354 came out. I don't know when. I'm way late behind this. You saw the title of the video, chapter review, and what I think the future of Berserk is, but we'll get to that later. But I read this chapter around like 12 at night, like shortly after, no, beyond till like around 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, when I was like trying to set up for the Hot Pro videos before this. But when I read this chapter, let's get into this. We get into this. This review is going to be it would be me reading. We get start off with the first 2 pages. Some excellent images of Berserk. What would his reunion bring under the full moon? It's excellent. It's great. But of course, continue off from last chapter. The Moonlight Child shows up. And guess like, what are you doing, kid? And he's just climbing the Guts back. And he just climbs the Guts back, and he just going to a trip, and then he walks into a place with Shirake, Isidro, Serpico, and the mermaid girl, whose name I cannot remember at all. And he comes in with the child on the back of his neck, and it's just golden. And Guts just like, I picked him up outside. You picked him up. He's just like, you're still alive, Strippy. Wow, Puck. Wow. Really? You're still alive, Strippy? That was he. Really, Caesar, really? You have been a midget during the entire series. You're still a child, and you call him Strippy. Of course, the shortest one will always pick on the next shortest in the group. It's just what happens. It's just what happens. And the Shirake says about him being on this island means that he's really are the Flower Storm King. No, seriously, who's talking to somebody else then? But they talk, the conversation about the Moonlight Child and some other things. And yeah. And then of course Isidro and Puck. But the more I see Isidro, the more I like the character. In the recent chapters, before he was just kind of there and that was it. Pretty much, he was just kind of there. Now it's just he get him more to do. They give him something to do. And then Puck and Caesar just said to Shirake, "You look real smart when you came up with that one back on the ship." And Puck is like, "Aren't you little bit smarty pants?" And well, the Star Wars references wasn't necessary, but at least they give us Isidro and Puck something to do. And it's sad we don't get to see Puck in his normal form a lot, and it's mostly chibi Puck these days. It is quite tragic, but it's just hopefully Puck will get something else to do. And Gus like take the child up to the Casca. Let them see Casca, and Casca gets the child. They embrace each other, and it just that's pretty much what happens. They talk about it, and the usual go on. I'm not gonna read every piece of dialogue. This is not a chapter reaction. I'm gonna bring up and how they took everybody in the Moonlight. I must have read a different chapter. And then the Moonlight Child attempts to eat Puck, and I don't see why. I'm being sucked in. I remember this feeling for someone. No, what? Damn you, Puck. And then we get to see on the outside, and we get to see good old Guts in the Berserk army. And I'll get to why this page particularly is significant for a particular reason, on a belief I have, like it's unconfirmed. But we get to see this excellent passage with Guts, the Berserk army, just looking up to the star outside. Casca is sleeping next to the Moonlight Child. And it's the next, wow, it was a lot of pages I did not see from the from the other, damn you. Come on. From the other website, but they're taking the Moonlight Child out. He's going to fly around on a broom well, and he attempted to ride Shiraka's broom, and now he's following the golems and things like that. Yeah, actually, yeah, I should have sworn it. What was all this from the others thing? But it's like a flash montage there about the Moonlight Child, actually. What happens later, it makes a lot more sense. It was a Caesar trying to fish with Puck out there. Once again, Chibi Tuck, and the mermaid catches his fish, and it's just, they have a nice meal. This really is a flash montage of the happy times of Casca and her mutant child. I don't care, he's a mutant. He's a mutant. That's what he is. He's a mutant child. We don't know where the child came from. People claim Gus is the father. I say it's 50-50. Alright, we don't know how much Femento corrupted the child or what exactly happened. And then we get into the most telling part of the chapter. Gus is over there training. He's by himself. Of course, like always, training. Now he is slashing a waterfall, in which I don't think that'd be too good for your sword there, laddie. But then again, if you draw it off properly, there'll be nothing wrong with the Dragon Slayer. Especially since our dear blacksmith has passed away. But we still got Rickard. And the reason why I said this part of the chapter is so telling is Gus swinging the dragon sword and it just slips out his hand. He just goes flying, crashing into the water. And Gus look at his hand and is shaking. And he look like a fruit in the tree. He throws one of his daggers at one of his throwing knives at it, and he misses completely. And then Gus says to himself, "Still can't do anything without this guy, huh?" As he looks at the Berserker armor next to him, and then you see the Moonlight Child head peeking out from the chest piece. And when I first saw this, I was like, "Did the Moonlight Child like instant transmission here or something?" Well, we'll get to that. The Moonlight Child peeks his head up from the chest piece and gets like, "Hey you!" Alright. The Moonlight Child attempts to walk with the chest piece of the Berserker army. And of course you don't get too far. Alright. Unless you're a beast like Guts, you're not getting too far in that army. It turns into a different animal. Even though I think Guts don't need it. And you know, you gotta sprinkle some of that fairy dust in. He should be fine, but yeah, who knows? And then like the Moonlight Child picks up the stick and gets like, "Oh, you wanna play Knight now?" And he plays the sticks and take that and that. Jisha really adds something as he rubs the Moonlight Child's head and he takes the armor back. Snack time come out. Go be with him, child. Go be with him. Wait a minute. Where is all this? That's his scratching. It's reaction now, damn it. I did not see all this before in like the previous website. Another website. I should have just went to manga. I should have just went to there and this is what I get. When someone says being like this feels natural. And the Moonlight Child's on the beach. Ever since I met him on that Moonlight Beach. No, as Elaine as Elaine, I knew even before then. I remember feeling something nostalgic then. Affection, sorrow, but where? You and that damn mutant child. And it's an image of Casca with the demon fetus. And then she remembers. And the Moonlight Child is gone. And Guts is out there. Guts is just outside, and the Moonlight Child is sitting. And Casca runs out, and she's like, "I had a dream," and then someone says, "Under the full moon, I was a child embraced by my nostalgic warmth, and his hair changes from black to white. But when I wake from the dream, only a vague sense of longing remains. That will soon disappear as Griffiths cries with a single tear like a morning dew." And the end of Griffiths showing up at the end. Elfheim has been compromised. It's going down. It's going down. Elfheim has been compromised. Griffiths is here. He's damn child. Damn it. Of course. They should have let the child go, but no. Let's have some happy times together with the child. Now Griffith's here. Backup is on the way with Sonya podcast. Is getting the backup. And Griffith versus Guts versus this is Elfheim will be destroyed. Yes, let's go. There'll be no art style change, of course, but I think it's a fantastic chapter. Now, the reason why it seems off base and off kilter, of course, because there are certain pages and stuff I didn't see in the previous chapter. I guess the previous chapter was something that's chopped up together because I did not see all of this. But that ending is still glorious. I just question why Griffith's crying and said all that the stars would disappear. Maybe it's the fact that he believed that he no longer feels nothing. Griffith, this is who you always been. This is who you always. It's not like you're not finna act like you didn't have any feelings before. You never did. You didn't even care for your own men. You just felt some type of guilt that they're losing their lives for your dream or something. You're just like, all right, I'm gonna get my cheeks busted while for this man to get my troops the proper equipment. I don't care what anybody says. Griffiths have never felt anything for nobody. He hasn't. Look throughout the entire series, he's been about his dream and himself. He don't even care about it. He don't actually care about his own men. Even him said it himself. He don't actually care. Multiple times. Multiple. But as soon as Guts leaves, he just loses his mind. I'm not gonna get into that whole Griffith. I made an entirely different video with the whole with Griffiths accept Guts as his friend. Will Griffiths finally accept Guts as his friend? Will he do such a thing? Will he? Is it possible? Is it possible? Oh, this is too good. This is... Damn you. Damn you, Kintaro. Leaves it off on such a glorious ending. It's fantastic. It's great. I'm juiced up. I'm worked up. But, as you said earlier, I was hinting towards there could be something different with this chapter, and that is, I don't believe that Kentaro Miura finished this entire chapter by himself. I don't think he drew this entire chapter, to be honest. And the reason I say this, the reason I don't believe that he drew the entire chapter, right? You see early in the chapter, it looked how Berserk had looked for the last past, I guess you could say for half a decade now, ever since it went to Elfheim. Look like the usual. Now there's one panel where Guts make a face. There's that one panel where he walks in with the Moonlight Child on the back of his neck. And as much as I would like to say, oh, you know, Kintaro drawing Guts like that before. No, lies. No, because even all the way back to the Black Swordsman arc to the beginning of the series, Guts have been never drawn like that. Oh, it's a new up there, don't you lie to me? Don't you believe in them lies? I don't believe Kintaro drew that. What page is it? On page 4, I don't believe Kintaro drew that page, that panel. I don't believe he drew it. Or like later on in the chapter, right? Later on, I believe the final panel that Kintaro actually drew is that whole Guts looking up. That's why I was hinting towards it. I believe that was the last panel that he actually drew, because Kintaro draw a particular jawline. There's a specific way he draw the Berserk army, and a specific way he does his recent thing. And look at everything after that. The way Casca's drawing after that. Everybody's drawn after that. Come on, that's not a Seidra. He didn't draw a Seidra like that. Come on, John. That is not an art style change. That is not an art style change. And you look up ever since after that last panel with Guts, everything is not drawn the same. It's just not. Maybe I'm crazy. Or maybe I'm not. Who knows? Even up to what a Guts swings the sword and the Berserk armor just flies out of his hand. I don't believe Kintaro drew that either. Because we've seen Kintaro draw Guts like that before, and he's never looked like that. Even look at the way his hands are drawn. That's not Kintaro. Kintaro don't draw hands like that. And the way it flies and hits the water, and you see Guts' face, that is not Miura's work. Maybe I'm delusional. Maybe something has affected me beyond. But I don't believe that Kintaro actually finished this chapter. I do believe, sadly, before his passing, the last panel he actually drew was that one with Guts and him looking up, and that was it. Cause you see everything after that, like when Guts looking at his back Berserker armor and saying, "Still can't do anything without this guy, huh?" Look at Guts' feet. Look at Guts' feet. Kintaro don't draw feet like that. He doesn't. We've seen him draw feet for over 20 years. Even in new art style, he haven't drawn feet like that. Maybe I am crazy. Maybe I'm delusional. Guts look over the Berserker armor. That's not the way Kintaro would draw Guts. And he says, "Hey you," and the way I'm telling you, Kintaro did not finish this chapter. Call me crazy, call me a madman. You could say even like with the Moonlight Child looking back at Guts. Look at that chin. That is not the way Kintaro would draw the chin. And why do I bring all this stuff up with the whole chin and how the different art style looks and everything like that? I do personally believe that the editorial and everybody will continue to finish up Berserk the way Kentaro Miura wanted it. And the reason I believe that, because I believe that Kentaro himself was already aware of his somewhat degrading health. And there's a reason why the chapters went from back to back to slowing down to extremely slow, to the point where we might not get a chapter for a straight 6 to 9 months. And that's not signs of, oh, maybe he's doing other projects that is degrading health. Now, I have looked into the whole what caused the whole situation with Kentaro, and some Japanese researchers are doing some research in it. But apparently there's a new thing out there where your heart can have micro tears over a period of time, and over most scans, most doctors wouldn't be able to account for it or check it, and it would just go unregulated, and then whatever happens at that, whatever happens. So it's not like it's something that, well, we could have, but I do believe that Kentaro Miura was obviously aware of his health over a period of time, and there was a reason why he made that. There's a reason why he made that side manga. Everybody report, oh, the side project would have volume 2 and like that. There's a reason why he was training an entire art team to draw like the way Kentaro Miura draws. There's a reason why. I believe he set this stuff with an ending and everything. I believe the editorial have enough material to continue the series himself, because in my opinion, he did not finish this chapter. I don't care what anybody says. He didn't finish the chapter. I don't believe he got a chance to finish the chapter, because you can see like halfway through the chapter a complete art style shift. I put the pencil down for a few minutes and come back, and it was still look the same. Even though there will be new elements, even though there will be further advancement, even though there will be better shading, editing, but you go to like the page 1 of Sandman, and like the last episode I put up, that is still the same art style. Right here, this is not. And I believe the whole reason the art style change happened in the first place is because of Kentaro was training a team. He was training people to draw in his art style, which is the main reason he made that whole spin-off manga in the first place. It's not like Murakami wasn't setting this up like years before in case anything happened. I don't believe that he was aware that he could pass away like at any moment. I believe that there could have been some type of health concern he was unaware about. Maybe he went to a checkup or something like that, and he was just like, well, in case anything happens, I want to be able to end. And that's why he started training the whole art team. That's why the artists and everybody keep on saying, I'll try to do my best and things like that. Because Kentaro is a teacher. He is considered to be a professor. And I do believe when the future of Berserk will continue on. There's no way it would just end, not because of this chapter, because arguably we have these evidence to prove that there's an art style shift halfway through this chapter, where the entire art style just changed like somebody else is drawing. That's it. They call me crazy, but I believe in the future Berserk will continue. I do believe with the Berserk team that they will be able to put out chapters more quickly, but it wouldn't be to the point where they're burning themselves out or something like that. Because let's be honest, compared to over here, when something becomes a monopoly or something like that, over there in Japan, especially if you're if you're very respected and very popular over there, especially the manga industry, you get a lot of respect. And a series will more likely cancel your series indefinitely if you were to pass away, did continue it and destroy it. There's a certain level of respect. There's a certain level of respect of the editors and his assistant artists have been working with him for the last few years. There's a certain respect, especially with this entire chapter, the whole homage, and he's a gift to the fans, and I want to thank you all. This is not one of those things where it's just like, well, we're just going to take it into the future and do whatever you want. Obviously, everybody who's an editorial, an assistant editor, everybody inside the Animal magazine obviously respect Kentaro Miura, and unless they had a good reason, a good foundation to continue the Berserk manga on the way Kentaro Miura would want to do it. Though there would be no, oh, I'll try to do my best. There would be no conflicting articles in one moment it's going to end, and the next moment the editorials are rumored to want to continue it. If there was nothing, if there was no type of planning or training or nothing like that, they would have just ended it at volume, on the recent volume that's coming up in December, chapter 364, would end it like that. It's a higher chance they would just end it than risk continuing it and getting the backlash, unless they had some type of memento, foundation, some type of leftover script that Kentaro writ down to the ending of the series. Maybe I'm mad. Since I think at the latter end, we would like to take this opportunity to thank all of Berserk readers for continuing support. The Berserk chapter 364 published in this volume, it's the last work of the late Kentaro Miura. Was able to carry on his manuscript. We were able to carry on to the manuscript he left behind to publish this, thanks to the dedicated support of Studio Guide members who worked hard on Berserk together with Kentaro Miura over the years. Also, we're delighted to announce the latest release of the comic book in December. Thanks to our readers for waiting for a long time, especially in the circumstance where the information was unclear and ambiguous. This volume serves as a special memorial to Kentaro Miura. His last manuscript decided to use his ink sketch for the cover, especially this time, to convey all of the readers of his passion, which is so strong and fully receivable even from the ink sketches. I hope that you will feel the devotion he put into his work in creating this volume. We have grown deeply aware how big and powerful Berserk was to us. Just like Guts, the mighty Iron Sword, we are deeply sorry to inform you there's no information to share about the future Berserk here at this time. The one thing we can promise you is that Young Animal, the publisher that has worked with Kentaro Miura on Berserk, our first priority will always be placed on him, what he will think, and what he would think if he was still here with us. But none the least, we have a message for all the fans of Japan overseas. We have read all the letters that have been sent in great anticipation, with great appreciation, and we'd like to express our gratitude to you once again for your continuously love and support. Like I said before, there would be, like, seriously, that entire setup of, oh, maybe it will, maybe it won't, there will be no reason. There'll be any type of sense of doubt. There'll be no reason where it'd be like, maybe it is, maybe not. If they really had nothing, they would just say Berserk would have ended at this volume and that would be it. Like seriously, that would be it. It's been over like, what, roughly like a year since we had the last Berserk chapter? A year? Like, come on. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the one who's delusional here. Maybe I'm too much overdosing on the happy crack. But who knows? Maybe it's just me or something. Maybe I've finally lost my mind. Who knows? But for me, I personally believe that Berserk will continue. And they won't just continue it just, oh, we're just going to do whatever you want. They'll continue out of respect. And he had to leave behind something. Even though they said this was his last manuscript, I believe manuscript that he personally drawn and sketched out for this entire chapter. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think he finished this entire chapter by himself. I don't think he did it. Call me delusional, alright? Call me delusional. And I'll take that title. But I don't think he finished the end of his chapter. I just don't, because there's an obvious art style shift from what we've seen before. Even the gaps in between chapters have not looked like this. It has not looked like this. So maybe I'm the one who lost his mind. It could quite possibly be. Love Berserk like everybody else. But who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? That's all I can really say. Who knows? Who truly knows? I pretty much said my piece pretty much. This is like what I was supposed to say. Just supposed to click my heels together and just fly something. It's just that's pretty much all I had to say. I do believe Berserk will continue. I really do. And they'll only do it if they had enough insight, enough material that Kentaro has just written down. They will only do it on that basis. They would not risk doing anything to the legacy of Kentaro Miura and Berserk out of any type of negligence or any type of mean intentions or bad intentions. They'll only do it with good intentions, and they'll only do it if they have solid, like a solid foundation, a solid basis to continue. The way Kentaro, like even at the set towards the end, they'll always, like every decision they'll make, it'll be from the perspective of what he would do. So, like I said, I could be the delusional one. I could be the one losing his mind. But, who knows? Who knows indeed? Let me stop, King. Like, comment, subscribe, know you guys thought. Do you believe Berserk will continue? Do you believe that I was right about the art style shift, or you just believe that Kentaro Miura has been drawing like this the past few years? You lost your mind. There's no way he didn't finish this chapter. What are you talking about? I believe he sketched out everything. I don't believe he drew this entire chapter though. I just don't. I just don't. There's an obvious change. Maybe I'm the one delusional. Like, you didn't see me question, like when Shirake, Isidro, and the mermaid girl all had the chibi face. All had, that's maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Let me sharp King. Guys, like the video, like, comment, subscribe. You got thoughts and opinions. Do you believe Berserk will continue? What are your thoughts on Griffith returning? Do you believe Elfheim's about to get set on fire and we could see Berserk? We get to see Guts get juiced up. Let's go. I won't say it. Guts should be back on the road again. I'm telling you, Guts should. That's it. Now, if Guts wasn't here, that would have been worse. If the child would have showed up, and Griffiths would be here without Guts being here, so that would be worse. But if I spit out with my own hand, that really would be worse. But Guts is here, so. And maybe Skull Knight. I think Skull Knight left like a while ago, to be honest. Yeah, I think Skull's not here anymore. He could be. Could be to get another shot at Griffiths, but yeah, I don't think he is. Love you, Chocolate King. You guys thoughts and opinions, like, comment, subscribe, and peace. Maybe I'm just crazy.